Hello everyone, Sandi here. Today, I wanted to just sit down and have a quiet little moment with you guys, talking about one of my newest favorites in my collection, and I am talking about the Hanson-Roberts Tarot by Mary Hanson-Roberts. I have known about this deck for years. It's an old deck. I think it first released in 1984, or at least that's when the copyright is on the deck. Like I said, I have been aware of this deck and I've looked at it several times, being really drawn to it, but I always ended up saying no to it because of a few cards in this deck that I just couldn't. There was something about the proportions of the drawings, something that kind of irked me. I don't know what it was. But then recently I started just randomly thinking about this deck. It would keep popping up in my mind, different images from the deck, and it was, quite like I hadn't seen it anywhere or anything, and it just started popping up in my mind, and I just thought, but you know what, I'm just gonna watch another walkthrough. And then again the same thing happened, where I was like, nope, I don't like the magician. So I only got through the Fool, and then I came to the magician in the walkthrough, and I was just like, no, I can't with this magician. And so, but the deck just kept on popping up in my mind, so I just thought to myself, you know what, just get it. It's a small deck, it's not very expensive. Just get it and see what will happen. And I got it. I decided not to flip through the deck at all. Instead, I decided to just immediately shuffle it and ask the deck what kind of work we would do together and how it could help me. And would you believe it or not, the cards I drew, if memory serves me, because I remember the one card, but the second card is right now not coming to me. I think it was the Ace of Rods and the Magician. So the deck immediately handed me the one card that had kept me from buying this deck for years. And the reading, or the message I got through that reading, was so strong, and I just immediately fell in love with this deck. And also, as a result of this reading, I am now also in love with the Magician card. Which is just to show you how funny things can go sometimes. You think you know what you like, you think you know what you need, and then everything can just get turned upside down in a moment. This deck has kind of convinced me of its place in my collection, and now it's been the deck I've been using almost exclusively for the past 3-4 weeks. So it's become a fast friend, a big favorite, and honestly has also made me feel that I don't really need many more decks in my collection. I honestly am trying to even scale it back, sell off a few decks, give them away. But without further ado, I am getting in on a tangent here. I will make a separate video about my decluttering. Let's go. So I wanted to sit down today and just actually flip through the cards, because I haven't done that yet. I wanted to just sit down and experience each card with you guys and just, yeah, properly go through the deck and get to know it better. So let's get started with that, shall we? So the deck comes with this little white book. In all honesty, I don't really use this book. I have looked up a few meanings in it, but I have mostly been using this little book instead. The Find Your Power Tarot book by Erin Regalski. I must say, this is a book I picked up last summer during my visit to England. And this little book has surprised me like no other tarot book, really. I have a lot of different tarot books and a lot of them are very, very good. This one is just so concise and has such interesting write-ups for each card that it just always seems to hit the spot in my readings. So I've been using this together with various decks recently, and I really, really like this book. Now, the deck that I'm here to talk about. So first of all, here are the backs. It's this beautiful kind of Celtic knot inspired card backs, fully reversible. There is unfortunately a copyright text both on the backs and on the fronts, which I feel is a little bit too much. They could have just put them on the back and left the fronts alone, in my opinion. So I'm going to put this deck down so that we can zoom in and take a look at the cards up close. There we go. All right, so we are starting off with the Fool, and you can probably already tell, excuse me, that was a hair. You could probably already tell that there are lots of different languages here. So we've got English in the middle, of course. Then we have French, we have Italian, German and Spanish on here as well. And Mary Hanson-Roberts works with colored pencils, and she's also done, if the name sounds familiar at all, she's also done a recoloring of the Rider-Waite-Smith for US games as well. I actually do have the pocket version of the Universal Tarot that she did. I really do like that coloring. I have thought about getting the full-size tarot deck as well, but I do have quite a few different Rider-Waite-Smith, like Pamela Coleman Smith versions, so I don't think I need it. Either way, the Fool here is so sweet. I really love the sweet expression on his face. I adore the clothes, first of all. The clothes are so sweet. I actually want this tunic myself and the hat. We do have all of the different symbols here except for the dog. I am missing a white dog, but it doesn't really matter. In my opinion, this is still the Fool, and I can easily imagine a little dog running behind him here anyway. So that was the Fool. Here is the famed magician I was talking about earlier. So this was the card that kind of made me not want to buy the deck, mainly because I felt like the proportions were I don't know, off, and it was jarring to me. But now, after having worked with this deck, and he has shown up a few times by now, he's just very endearing to me. I am just now, I just feel like he's taught me how to accept him for who he is. I really don't mind his proportions at all anymore. It's not even the bare chest. He reminds me of, I don't know, like this classic fantasy kind of character. I don't know. He's just very he's very endearing to me right now, and he's also very, I don't know, he's just showing up here unapologetically, just being himself, and you know, if just like, here I am, deal with it kind of attitude, and it really speaks to me at this point in my life. And otherwise, I just really love as well Mary's way of drawing roses and flowers, and yeah, that's the magician. I feel like giving him a name, but I don't know what. If you have any suggestions, put it down below. Here we've got the High Priestess. The one thing here that that is, you know, striking me straight away is that the scroll is so much bigger on the High Priestess, probably because they wanted the font to be the same size on each card, but the High Priestess is then a very long title, so they needed to divide the scroll up for the different languages here. It doesn't bother me too much. I could have done without the scroll work, but at the same time, it kind of sets this deck apart as well. I really love this kind of green, almost like dragon scale like background here with on the like tapestry behind her. I really adore her like headdress as well, where she's got like the phases of the moon on her headdress, and it's just, yeah, the facial expressions in this deck as well are very I don't know, deep, in my opinion. It feels like the eyes and the facial expressions are very expressive in this deck, and it just helps me in my reading of the cards. So let's just show her up close as well. Here we've got the Empress, and she just looks very warm and wise and inviting. And here we still have all of the different symbols. We've got the stars in her crown. We've got the wheat sticking up here in front of her. We've got the little heart and Venus symbol there on her shoulder. Yeah. Here's the Emperor. He's been showing up for me as well. Actually, he was the card I drew yesterday in a very important reading that I did. And the Emperor has been a companion for me now, or at least he has been popping up trying to give me a message for quite a while. I have now pulled out the Emperor from my large Thoth deck and put him up on my altar to be some kind of guiding star, because I think I need some Emperor energy right now to get myself sorted out and structured, and developing new routines that are more healthy and advantageous for me. So yeah, the Emperor is a very important card for me at the moment, and I really like how this Emperor kind of gives the same calm, like if you just look at the facial expressions of the Empress and the Emperor here, you can feel the slight smile on the Empress card. You can see the kind sternness of the Emperor. He doesn't look angry or malicious or too stern. He just looks serious, you know, to remind you to take yourself seriously. And in my point of view, he looks like a kind authority figure who knows what he wants and how to plan the steps ahead to get where he wants to be. Yeah, so they are very inspiring to me. All right, here we've got the Hierophant. So we've got a bit of a more traditional Hierophant card here, but still he kind of feels like a combination of a traditional Hierophant, like a priest, and a more kind of pagan priest. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I think it's because of the brown robe and like the greenery around his neck on his I don't know what they call that piece of clothing that priests wear around their shoulders, this kind of scarf thing here. And then we have these two subjects down here as well. It's definitely not my absolute favorite Hierophant card of all time, but I really don't mind it. And as well, here we have a very kind of ambiguous facial expression. I think depending on the reading, these facial expressions can kind of change, in my eyes at least. He can look both kind and stern at the same time, I think. And yeah, the Lovers here are very sweet, in my opinion. We have the traditional angel, and then we have a couple here looking kind of bittersweetly in love. This person here looks a little bit sad almost, or wistful. I don't know. I think a lot of these facial expressions kind of tend to change, like I said before, depending on what you are going through at the moment, and depict different types of emotions, which I feel is quite magical for this deck. Here we've got the Chariot. I kind of like how it feels like he's riding through a tunnel or a portal of sorts. Kind of like showing that you are moving through something or towards something new. That's very interesting. And the sphinxes here are just indicated. I also like how zoomed in the images are in this deck. Yeah. He's got a fun little 80s mustache there. Love it. All right, so here we have the Strength card, beautiful Strength card, where they seem to be in a kind of sense of I get the sense that they have come to an understanding between themselves. They are both there with their eyes closed, kind of feeling a connection. And yeah, I also love how the sky is kind of just really blushing up there, up in the above her head. And I don't know if it's garnets or rubies around her neck there, but either way, I think this is a very beautiful Strength card. And again, the roses down there. And the Hermit card, I don't think that there are very few Hermit cards that I don't love. I just really like the general depiction of the Hermit, of this old wizened man on a mountaintop, shining a light. And this Hermit is no exception. I really love the clothing in this deck as well. It feels magical and fantasy-like, but at the same time not overdone or weird looking in any way. It feels very, I don't know, approachable. The Wheel of Fortune. I don't really ever have much to say about the Wheel of Fortune, but I do really like that we get like this interesting depiction here of the two-headed snake, and the jackal here on the side is just a head, a big zoomed in head. Yeah. It's an okay Wheel of Fortune in my opinion. But don't have much more to say about that. Here we have the Justice card. Again, with the facial expression, I just really love the depth in their eyes. And here we have a very traditional depiction of the Justice card. The one thing that I noticed the first time I saw this card, though, was that I don't really understand what's happening around the hairline. It looks like they've got a hood on and then a wig on top of the hood, because otherwise I don't understand how this thing here is kind of covering the face. Do you see what I mean? It's like the hood is up in underneath the hair. It confuses me a bit, but at the same time I think it's kind of it's kind of funny. And I suppose also it can be a kind of callback to, you know how in British courthouses the solicitors and lawyers and the judge all wear wigs in order to kind of symbolize anonymity, or not anonymity, but that they are all equals. I think that's why they wear wigs, at least. I might be wrong, but yeah. It kind of reminds me of that, which would make sense for a justice card. Here we have the Hanged Man. I really like this one. I like all the greenery. I feel like the colors in this one seem a little bit less saturated than in other cards in the deck. I don't mind it too much, honestly. I kind of would have preferred to have a bit more saturation in the sky, perhaps, and the face. But at the same time, it makes the deck feel old and kind of used. And I don't know. I don't mind it at all. Again, as I've said many times now, the facial expression just really gets to me. Yeah. Here we have the Death card. Again, it's really zoomed in, and I kind of like that. And here we have the layers of people who have fallen, and death just kind of riding past them. We have a really big red sun here in between the towers in the background. And I just think it's a very powerful image of death. The Sweet Temperance card. I love how we get this feeling of radiance coming from the head and the hand here, where it's all kind of just whitened out. And yeah, like some kind of epiphany that's just kind of shining a light inside your head. I don't know. I just really like it, and she looks so sweet. Temperance is a very important card for me as well, and it's important for me that I like or feel connected to the Temperance card in a deck. So yeah. Here we have the Devil, and I don't know, I really just I seem to be loving every card in this deck, so I'm going to be gushing a little bit. But I don't know, I really enjoy how different this Devil looks as well. To me, he looks different than most of the devils in all of my tarot decks. And here we have the classical setup of the people being chained to the plinth that he is standing or sitting on. I don't know if he's kind of standing behind this one or what is happening here, but we can clearly also see the reference to the Lovers card here. They have been depicted with the same kind of hairdos. You could easily see that this is the lovers being depicted here in the Devil card as well, which is an important reference also from the rest of traditional tarot decks. I really love the green, like deep green background as well, which is a color you don't usually see in a Devil card. So I think that's why this one feels so unique as well. All right, time for the Tower. Here we have, I don't know, I really love these purple clouds in this. And the tower itself is perched on a cliff edge, which I really like as well. If you get the feeling that it's really high up in the sky, because we have the clouds all the way down here below the cliff edge as well. And I don't know, for some reason now when I looked at this, I just got the feeling that these two people falling here are the lovers escaping like the Tower of the Devil or something. I've never even thought of that before. I've never drawn that kind of conclusion from these two cards following each other, but for some reason now, when I saw that discussed this card and how they were chained up, and then when I flipped the card, I suddenly just felt like this is them escaping from the devil. I don't know. That was very, very funny. Yeah. All right. Here we've got the Star. I really love this Star card. She looks so, I don't know, hopeful, I suppose, is the right word. But I really love how this kind of sparkling water is running between her fingers. I love how this little bird is looking up at the star together with her. And it's just, yeah, beautiful, beautiful star. Here we have the moon. We have all of the different parts of a traditional moon card. With the towers, the face in the moon crescent here, the wolf and the dog, as well as the crayfish. And yeah, I really, again, love the colors. Here we have the sun and the little Teletubby baby sun face in the sun, and I just really I don't know, look at this little boy's face. Isn't that the cutest thing? I really love this sun card. It's very cutesy. I'll give you that, but it just, this whole deck just exudes comfort and joy and kindness to me. Yeah. Here we've got the Judgment card. Not much to discuss here, really. We have the angel, we have the people who are being judged and brought up to the next level. They seem to be welcoming this, which I really like. It's not a card full of torment. It's a card where you think of this kind of transcendence in a positive light. Yeah. And last but not least, in the majors, we have the World card. And here we have these different what's the word now? I've lost my mind. It's early in the morning here. I woke up at 5:30 this morning, so my brain hasn't really woken up properly. I cannot think of the name now, so I'm just going to continue. But it's a pretty regular world card, and I don't dislike or particularly love it, but it works for me. Right, so I sorted the cards in the order of, like, I sorted the suits, I mean, in the order that they are mentioned in the little white book. And we start with the swords here. The aces in this deck are really beautiful, and I really love here the light as well that Mary Hanson-Roberts has managed to kind of depict. And yeah, the clouds surrounding the sword here and the rays of sunlight coming through, just gives you a really airy sense. Here we have the Two of Swords, again with the clothing and just the general feel of the card. I love the kind of greenish sea waves here in the background, especially since often when I'm looking, because I grew up near the sea, and where I grew up, the sea often looks green and not blue. So it kind of feels more true to me and where I'm from somehow. Yeah. Two of Swords is also a card that I generally always like. I don't know, it's something about the way that it's usually illustrated with the crescent moon and the two swords and the crossed arms and everything. I just like the image of it. Yeah. Here we have the Three of Swords. It's a classic kind of heart with three swords in it. But here we have as well a snake slithered around the hilt of the middle sword. And that is something I can't really think I've seen. I don't think I've seen that in any other deck, which gives it a bit of a twist. And I kind of like that. Actually, hang on, there are blue snakes around the other two hilts as well. Huh, I didn't actually notice that at first. Here we have the Four of Swords. I really like this kind of change of perspective here. It really does look more like a grave now when you look at it from this angle and the way that this one is illustrated. You know, like the old kind of royal graves where you have a statue of the deceased kind of laid out across the sarcophagus. Is that what you call it in English? And I really appreciate the kind of zoomed in quality and different angles that you get in this deck. The Five of Swords, again here with the faces, we can see here his smugness on his face, and then the two people that have been wronged here in the background. Look, and even if though they are very small, you can still kind of feel the feelings of them through their facial expression. Yeah. And then we have as well the kind of moody feeling, like a moody kind of sense from the sky as well, with the dark purples and blacks, and then the intense kind of oranges. All right, here we have the Six of Swords, and this time around we see a person ferrying themselves across the stormy water to a more calm area over here. It is not somebody who's being ferried by somebody else, and the person is not ferrying anyone else. It's just themselves in a boat, and they are taking care of things, and it's very, yeah, empowering, I suppose. Here we have the Seven of Swords, and look at this facial expression. He's being very, very sneaky. And I don't know, kind of feels like he's maybe feeling very pleased with himself, maybe exacting some kind of revenge or something. I don't know. And again, the sky here, very moody with the dark clouds. The Eight of Swords, here we get a real sense of her being very uncomfortable in her restraints. The stance and the way they're standing is very kind of contorted, and it just looks very uncomfortable, which I think is a very potent thing in this card. I really like that one. Then we have the Nine of Swords, and again here we see, I love how Mary Hanson-Roberts has chosen to actually show the emotion on the face. Most of the time in the Nine of Swords, we see a person who is specifically hiding their face in their hands or arms, being fearful, but in this case we can actually see the anguish of the person in the card, and I really appreciate that. It just brings so much more to a reading for me. And the choice of colors here as well is really poignant to me. Here we have the Ten of Swords and a culmination of moody sky. It's very dark, very black and grey and purple. The tree here looks kind of just adds to the atmosphere of being contorted and old, and yeah. And we have this person just lying there with the swords in their back. I mean, as far as Ten of Swords goes, I think it's a beautiful depiction. And here we come to the first set of court cards, the Page of Swords. I love the determination here on the face. And again, the clothing, the colors, everything just feels really thought out, and yeah, I have nothing bad to say. The Knight of Swords, again, we see that drive, the determination, the kind of intenseness of the Knight of Swords here as he charges towards you with his sword held high. The Queen of Swords. Again, sitting there in their power. It gives you the sense of control and wisdom, as well as you know, being quite pragmatic and logical about things. I don't know. I do really like this Queen of Swords. And finally, the King of Swords. Hang on, did the Queen also have a bird on her? No bird, but I really like the little addition of the bird kind of brooch here on the king. We also see on the back there of his throne, as well as birds up here in the sky. And the glint of the swords it's a very nice touch. Okay, moving on to the to the rods, suit. So we have rods instead of wands. Doesn't matter to me at all. I really love, like, again, I will put all the aces together next to each other so that you can see them all together. I really love the aces, and this Ace of Rods is no different. I adore the like the fiery sky here with the sun rays on this really deep kind of reddish orange sky, and the rods in this deck are all flowering and full of life, and I just adore it. So here we have the Two of Rods, another card that has been following me around, asking me to choose something and commit to it, because and it's so on the nose, because I've just been grabbing at everything lately and not being able to settle on anything or focus properly. I've just been, you know, starting new projects everywhere and not finishing anything, and this card has just been stalking me, urging me to just, you know, pick one thing, focus on it, commit to it, and things will start calming down and rolling and coming more easily. And I really, again, here adore the passionate sky that we have here, and how the character is holding the globe towards us, kind of making the hand and the globe kind of stand out as it gets bigger because it's coming towards you. Yeah. And I really love the way she uses color, Mary Hanson-Roberts, as well. You just look at the sea here in the background. We have pinks and blues and blacks and yellows, and it's just gorgeous. Here we have the Three of Rods, very again, very traditional depiction, because I mean, he is basically a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, yet done in a different way. Again, the rods are just so pretty. I really love the sky here again as well. The Four of Rods with the flowering arch and the kind of celebratory people here. It's got everything the Four of Rods needs for me. I really love as well how fairy tale like this castle is in the background with the arched bridge here across the moat as well. Five of Rods, again very zoomed in. We see all of the emotions of the people here in the little kerfuffle, and yeah, love it. The Six of Rods, the big glorious sun in the background. He's riding in victoriously. Yeah. The Seven of Rods. This one is very interesting to me. The facial expression almost looks like he's entertained by all of this commotion going on around him, which is really funny to me, especially since he or she is kind of defending themselves against attackers. So I don't know. I think, again, this facial expression will change depending on what your reading is. I can also see it as strain, but for some reason I just see it as well as, you know, yes, they are defending themselves, but they have true trust in their own self and their convictions and like their stance here. They have the higher ground, so they know they don't really have to worry about these attackers, because the most important thing is your own belief in yourself, you know? Or at least that's what I gather from this. Then we have the Ace of Rods. I love here as well how we kind of have this flowering kind of springtime field here going on, and it looks like there's snow still being melted away here in the background. So it feels like there's this powerful kind of springtime when all the snow is melting and things are starting to wake up and come alive again. And I just adore that connection to the Eight of Rods. Here we have the Nine of Rods, and this suspicion on his face is just perfect for the nines as well. He is prepared, he is expecting trouble, but he's standing there wary and ready for action. And yeah, love it. And here we have this old man burdened by all of the 10 rods he's carrying. They are partially kind of obscuring his view, which is something I look at in a look for in a 10 of rods or wands card. He has his goal here with where he needs to go, and again the sky is just radiant, and he looks wary but also hopeful that he can see the end is in sight. The end of his struggle is in sight, and I just love that. Love that for the 10 of Rods. And again, the pages in this deck, I just love this Page of Rods. He looks so enthusiastic and just, no, I don't know, like he's got a message to convey and he's just shouting it out over the rooftops. And yeah, I really love the addition of the little sun kind of necklace, amulet here as well. The Knight of Rods here, journeying towards something, I don't know, kind of leaving, going away somewhere. It feels very, you know, like he's ready for an adventure and he's going to get it, and he's, I don't know, it just gives me that kind of feeling where he's just riding off into the distance kind of thing. We also here have a golden dragon on his helmet, which is really cool. Love the purple mountains there as well. That kind of goes with the orange sky. Here we have the beautiful Queen of Rods, who is depicted on the box of the deck. And we have here this huge, cute little cat cozied up in her lap. And just, you know, it's got everything I need in a Queen of Wands, Queen of Rods. We've got the sunflower, we've got the cat. We have the kind, confident looking woman in the throne, with the flames there depicting, you know, depicting the suit of, or the element of fire in the background. And this jewel here at her throat as well. And then we have the king looking very interesting here. I don't know about the the helmet thing he's got on here. I know it's maybe supposed to look like jewels, but for some reason I just see kind of seats or pustules. That's kind of funny. I'm sorry if I made any of you cringe there, but yeah. His facial expression is almost sad to me. Oh. I suppose if you think about the King of Rods, how he's kind of gone through all of the phases, the stages, and now he's a king and he has all of these responsibilities he needs to attend to, and there's like this bittersweetness of having all this passion of wanting to go out and do things and get things done, and then still also having the responsibility of the kingdom. I don't know. It's just a little tangent there. The Cups next. Love this Ace of Cups. The water that is just gushing from the sky as well, and the bird here up in the sky flying. The pigeon, sorry, the dove, not the pigeon, the dove, and the water lilies, and again the just most glorious sky. The Two of Cups with the couple here sharing a moment, but they are holding their cups, and it's kind of like a ray of light just symbolizing the connection between them, and it's beautiful. Here we have the Three of Cups, three friends joining together, cups held high. Feels like they're gathered and talking about intimate secrets and sharing deep emotions with each other. I love that. The Four of Cups here sitting underneath a pine tree. I really appreciate that. You don't often see pine trees depicted in most tarot decks that I have, at least, that are specifically kind of Rider-Waite-Smith like. Makes me again feel more at home, because pine trees are just such a big part of our nature here in Finland. I also love the kind of thoughtfulness on their face. Here we have the Five of Cups, and oh, how sad he is. And we've got here the Three Cups in focus, like at the very forefront, and it's easy for even the reader, just as the character here, to miss the Two Cups in the background there. I really love that. And the Six of Cups, again, I just really love how Mary Hanson-Roberts depicts children. The faces just look so squishy and adorable, and this one just looks so picturesque with the like little thatched roof here in the background. It just looks like a fairy tale, which I think is the, completely intended for the Six of Cups, being, about childhood and nostalgia and looking back and remembering. And yeah, this is this beautiful Eight of Cups. I adore it. I love this kind of I don't know, journeyman clothing that they are wearing here, and how they are just kind of I've always loved the Eight of Cups as a depiction as well, just like the Two of Swords and the Hermit. I think maybe it's the Moon. I don't know, but it's such a gorgeous card with the little like waterfall here in the background and the glimmering stars in the sky. Yeah, love it. Hang on, where's the 7? Have I missed the 7 of Cups? Oh, I've put them in the wrong order. Sorry. So the 7 of Cups here, we have this kind of wizardy looking person, and I just love it. I love it so much. It looks like, you know, this wizard has everything at their disposal, at their fingertips, and he can just kind of pick and choose, and they need to make a choice. And I just love this depiction as well. They're sitting above the clouds. He's on the clouds looking down at all of these options. Yeah. Here we have the jolly 9 of Cups. I love the jolly expression and the rosy cheeks. They look really kind of, they've been drinking the wine or mead that has been in all of these cups, for sure. And yeah, being very pleased with himself and the situation. And here we have the 10 of Cups again with these cute little kids being depicted here. And I just really love the overall feel of this card. So, if you hear any background noise now, my partner just woke up, so there might be a bit of doors or things opening and closing. So, yeah. But let's get back to the cards. Look at this beautiful Page of Cups. I just adore this one so much. You can see the curiosity and surprise of this page as he's finding a fish in his cup. I just really love it. Again, here with the swerving ocean behind them, and this like glint in their little brooch here and everything. I adore it so much. And here we have the Knight of Cups. He's sitting there looking quizzically almost at this cup in his hand, and it looks like he's trying to balance it so that none of the water will fall out of it. And yeah, again, the colors here and the clothing and everything, it's very, very pretty. The Queen of Cups here is just seems so emotionally stable and in touch with her emotions, and I just love how she's holding that cup with both of her hands, looking deep into the water, kind of almost like she is saying a little incantation or something before she takes a sip of it. I don't know. It's beautiful card. And here we have the King of Cups looking all kind and content and very at ease with his emotions, and I just really love his beard as well. Yeah. And last but not least, we have the Pentacles. So here we have the Ace of Pentacles. And the colors, you guys, the pinks and the yellows and the lilies, and it's just so pretty. Here we have the Two of Pentacles, and we see this person juggling these two pentacles. We have the stormy sea in the background, but they still look, you know, at ease, content with their, you know, with their situation. Like they have patience with what is happening and are taking it in stride, and I like they're grounded in themselves, and I really love that. Here we have the Three of Pentacles, somebody working away in this very classical kind of Rider-Waite-Smith Three of Pentacles setting. The only thing I'm missing is the two people helping, and helping or not helping. But I can forgive it. I can easily kind of imagine them standing here beside, because it's zoomed in, you know, it's zoomed in, and I can kind of imagine them standing down. He's standing on a ladder working up here in the ceiling. They are standing down here being of no help at all. You know, just saying, you missed the spot, you know, go over there, do this, do that. Yeah. This Four of Pentacles is hilarious to me. He just screams Scrooge energy for me. I just think of him as Mr. Scrooge, and you cannot change my mind. I just find this kind of the position he's sitting in so hilarious, and his little like sneaky grin as well. It's just hilarious. I love it. Here we have the heartbreaking Five of Pentacles. The sadness in these faces, you guys. Seriously? Look at that. It just breaks my heart seeing this. And this deck just brings out so many emotions in me. And again, the colors are just magical. Here we have the Six of Pentacles with this kindly looking fellow handing out coins to the children who have rags for clothing, and yeah, pretty straightforward Six of Pentacles. Yeah, he looks very kind. Oh, the woes of the Seven of Pentacles. This is also bringing much more depth to this card for me. There they are standing and waiting for their crops to come into fruition, and they are not being very patient. Or maybe they are being patient, but they are not very happy about it. I don't know. I really love this card. I think it's, again, the facial expression, the colors, everything, the composition here as well, the zoomed in. Just, I can't stop gushing about this deck, you guys. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles. He's polishing, finishing up the coin, the pentacle here that he's been working on. Yeah. Love his little hat. The Nine of Pentacles in the garden with the bird on the hand. The luxuriousness of it all. The abundance of the grapes. It's just all lovely. And the Ten of Pentacles with the happy dog, the old man, the little child in the lap. Just a generation standing there together. It's beautiful. Kind of like got a Santa-like quality to him, this grandpa. And again, the pages. I'm going to have to show all the pages next to each other as well, because honestly, this is just so pretty. I love this Page of Pentacles as well. just how tenderly they are holding that pentacle in their hand and regarding it with such, yeah, emotion and love. Yeah. The Knight of Pentacles, really zoomed in, looking at you, standing on that field, being there as a strong, steady and loyal presence. The Queen of Pentacles, this card is one of the only cards in the deck that I feel is a little bit blurry. It feels like it's not as sharp as the other ones, and I now holding it up next to the Knight. I think maybe the camera can also show this, I don't know, but at least in person she feels very fussy and I don't know if it's just this specific printing or if it's been like this always. If you have this deck, would you let me know, is your Queen of Pentacles also kind of blurry? Either way, love this Queen of Pentacles. Love the roses, the bunny in her arms, the flowers on her like cape thing here, everything. And her facial expression is just so good as well. I love it. This King of Pentacles made me chuckle now. I don't know, there's something about the facial expression here. He just looks so, I don't know, glib? No, not glib, that's not the right word. He looks so pompous, almost like he thinks he's better than everybody else. I don't know, bit bored maybe, bit above it all. Yeah, he's a funny looking dude. I like him though, but still, it took me by surprise. I don't think I've seen him before. Like I said, I didn't flip through the cards or anything. I just started using it and let the deck surprise me as the cards have been coming up. All right, so let's take a look at the aces together as well as the pages, just because I want to and because I want to show you what they look like together. So we've got the rods, the sword, cup and pentacle. Right, now I think I might need to zoom out now to get them all in. So here we have all of the aces together, and I just really love this zoomed in kind of point of view here of the aces, or of the whole deck really. But I don't know, do you agree? I think this is, I'm never really excited about the aces, but for some reason in this deck I just really am. It's just funny. All right, let's also look at the pages, because they are also, oh sorry, my neighbor's dog is barking outside my door. So we have the Page of Swords, the Page of Rods, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Oops, we're not really in the middle there. There we go. Just seeing them all together as well. Kind of like how these two are facing to the right and these two are slightly facing towards the left. It's quite interesting. And you can also clearly see here the difference of emotions being depicted, the difference of personalities as well between the pages in the suits. I really love that. You can also kind of see the indication of different seasons here. I get a very wintry feeling from the pages, a very springtime feeling from the rods, a very summery feeling from the cups, and a very kind of fall autumn time feeling from the pentacles. All right, let's just also look at the queens. Sorry, I feel like I can't stop playing with this deck. So we have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Rods, Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, you can really see here as well the fussiness of, or the blurriness of the Queen of Pentacles next to all the other queens. It's a bit of a shame, really. I wonder if they must be aware of it, surely. At US Games. The Queen of Cups here is the most zoomed in. She's very big in the picture. And again, you kind of also see the different seasons here. They are very cohesive in that way. Oh yeah. Anyway, I really love them. I don't really have much more to say now. I feel like I've been talking about this so much. Anyway, I just, before we finish up here today, I just wanted to quickly also mention, because I hadn't actually shown this to you yet, that this deck is actually quite small. It has a very nice kind of size. I really love holding this deck and shuffling it. I've always said that I don't really like US Games cardstock, but this cardstock is really nice, or it's at least nicer than the cardstock I have encountered before from US Games. I think maybe it's the size of the cards. I don't know. But I can easily riffle and overhand shuffle it, and it is just so nice to handle. I'm trying to see if I have, yes, I do. No, is this standard size? This is a standard Llewellyn size, I think. But I think this one is slightly smaller as well than standard. The Shadowscapes, I mean. Hang on, let's pull out the Slow Tarot, because I do believe that's a standard tarot size. So here you see how much smaller the Hanson-Roberts is in comparison to a standard tarot card, and it just, but still, it doesn't feel like, when you're looking at the pictures, because they are so zoomed in, they don't feel small or too difficult to see at all. And I think it's just such a cute and amazing little deck. I really do love this deck, as you probably can tell by now. I honestly cannot stop gushing about it. it has been such a surprise to me how much I ended up loving this deck. And so I just wanted to share the deck and the love I have for it with you guys. I haven't filmed a new decks video in quite a while. I might actually do that maybe this week. Oops, that's flipped. Who flipped? A card flipped. The Ace of Cups. Oh, look at that. Let's just end on that note. So yeah, I might do a new decks video soon. I've acquired quite a few that I haven't talked about at all on the channel. I've had a hard time filming because of noises made by the neighbors have been very loud lately, and I've just been very busy. But I'm hoping to get back into the swing of filming regularly now. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough and getting to know the Hanson-Roberts video. And yeah, let me know down below what you think. Do you have this deck? Did this this video want to make you get the deck? In that case, I apologize. I don't mean to tempt anybody. I just want to share the love that I have for this deck. And yeah, I hope that you all are doing well. So, and please take care of yourselves. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.